Hello everybody and welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole with Alice Hatter. My name is Alice Hatter and I was born and raised in New Orleans. Tonight's episode is titled Self-Worth. I'm going to start out with a little video from my good friend. I think it's a message we all could use in 2023. So check it out.
So what does self-worth actually mean, and why is it so easy to lose? Self-worth has a simple definition but powerful. Your approval of yourself is your self-worth. So when we start outsourcing our worth, if I lose 20 pounds, if I have a higher income, if this girl or guy texts me back, I'll finally approve of myself. The cycle continues until you can approve of yourself in this moment.
And I want to repeat the last part. The cycle continues until you can approve of yourself in this moment. Things that make people doubt their self-worth vary from person to person. There's also an obsession today with what men are calling, quote, a high-value woman. Dudes are going on about what makes a high-value woman in comparison to her lesser-value counterpart, the modern-day millennial with the OnlyFans and, I don't know, takeout. I think there's value in all women, if I'm being honest. I also think there's value in all men. Which is why I don't like men like Jay Waller running around talking about this makes a high-value woman, if she doesn't do this or that, she's, not of value, which is honestly baloney. I mean, the people who are paying his bills are sitting at home watching him talk about these diluted ideals. And these are average men who have not accomplished much in their lives. Having trouble growing up into actual men. And women it's hard for us to grow up into actual women. And a lot of it has to do with the government, dude. It's sad but true. Rich people will be like, why don't you just go get something healthy to eat? And it's like, you want me to eat healthy every day? Do you know how expensive that is? Because farmers are taxed out the yin yang, and food on the shelf is super expensive, and all the regulations the farmers have to go through. It all goes back to the government. It's really frustrating in my opinion. I'm not saying that being an adult has improved anyone that I know's behavior. And I believe a high-value woman is someone who won't put up with lying from a low-value man. A high-value woman is someone who has sacrificed every relationship, every waking moment, every dollar she did or did not have that's coming back to haunt her, and every comfort for a chance at an education after already being robbed of a quality education by a boomer and a gold digger. Literally, did no one tell me that if you're a woman in America and you have degrees, it literally gets you nowhere in life if you're not stable? Nobody told me that. Sure, you can have a degree, but if you're not stable, you're not doing shit, man. And so growing up in a broken family, you're treated like an object. And the older I get, the more I see my own peers have their own relationships with their children out of wedlock. Honestly, marriage protects children. If you're going to have a child with someone, you should get married. Who cares if you're going to stay with them or not? I most certainly don't. You need a divorce settlement to protect those children and yourself if you want to do it the right way. I've seen it firsthand. The father's pissed at the biological mother, so he brings other women around the children to get a rise out of her. Then the mother is upset, so she does it out of spite back to the father. Yuck. Where is y'all self-worth? I will say it again, parents. I'll say it again, single parents in situationships. Where is your self-worth? Do you care about how you're affecting your children? You want to know what it says in a divorce settlement from somewhere? And it's further ordered, adjourned, and agreed that neither party shall have a person of the opposite sex overnight in their home when the minor children are present. And do you want to know why it says that in a divorce settlement? Because it's harmful to your children. Millennial parents, cool parents. I want you to know every time you bring a random stranger of the opposite sex around your kids, you're harming them. Witnessing it as a child will make you grow into a spiteful adult. So I say be very, very careful with what you allow your children to witness. Call me old-fashioned, but there's a reason for social norms, such as marriage. If you're gonna have a child with a man, I suggest getting married. Men have subjected women to narcissistic abuse for eternity. Luckily for me, I've known the master of narcissistic abuse since I took my first breath on this planet. I can spot narcissistic abusers very quickly. I also have the ability to determine if the return on investment is worth prolonging the service. Men are all the same. I can't help but think of Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee. Pam was working on her career, doing Baywatch and a million other things. Then she hooks up with Tommy Lee. He ruins her acting career by being a controlling freak on set when she had to kiss another guy. He ruined her career. You know, think what did Tommy Lee accomplish? With Motley Crue? Jackson Mannequin? Okay. Not Baywatch. Not to mention the stolen porn tape that got leaked everywhere and completely ruined her career. If she would have never given him the time of day, her career would have been better off, and she knows that. But let's talk about Anna Nicole Smith. That woman came from nothing. She had some old rich dude give her a ton of money. She started making it on her own, and she overdosed and died. Now, I love Anna Nicole Smith. She was hilarious, beautiful woman. But I do realize a combination of men, fame, shaming, a bad doctor, stress, and tons of drugs is what essentially killed Anna Nicole Smith. Women continue to be put in situations that compromise self-worth by men. At the age of 5, I was watching Britney Spears shake her malnourished body on stage in front of thousands of people. Since the age of 5 years old. I believe it was the summer of 8th grade when I saw Moulin Rouge in France. So I'm familiar to women shaking their bodies and showing their titties for money. I was very much exposed to it at a young age. Moulin Rouge is fantastic. I highly recommend you go if you can go to France one day. Now, the Wall Street Journal reported on Instagram having an entire ring of pedo sex trafficking. I'm just like, how does that not get noticed at Meta, you know? And that's a sad thing. It's like we've been over-sexualized as kids. Like if you were born in the 1990s, early 2000s, you were subjected to over-sexualization in the media, in the TV, online. You know, how does Meta just not see an Instagram ring of pedos and sex trafficking when it's honestly not that hard to find. It was so easy to find that the Wall Street Journal reported on it. Elon Musk noticed it when he first took over Twitter, and he put a stop to it. It was one of the first things he put a stop to. And Instagram or Meta doesn't do anything until the Wall Street Journal has to call them out for it. I'm so tired of having to call. You have to call everybody out on their BS, man. It's exhausting. You can count me out of any situationship, dramatic. I care more about my health, peace, and well-being than I do about you. My self-worth comes from how amazing, beautiful, well-educated, well-traveled, kind, talented, and successful of a person I am. I know I'm all of these things, and I have a lot of amazing friends who are there for me. Someone lied to you when they told you sleeping around was empowering. I'm sorry, but sleeping around has caused no woman anything but anxiety and pain. It's medically risky, and no sausage is worth that. Especially when they're giving the pig away for free. Link for the unicorn suction set is in the bio. Add to cart, ladies. And don't forget to be proud of your accomplishments. Don't forget that no one knows your entire story.
Only God can judge me, that right?
Until next time, everybody, have a great night.